Difference 24 hours makes, really 12 hours yesterday compared to what we're feeling right now. This is a live look outside where roads are just wet right now.
Although in parts of it there is some, but we're expecting the biggest snow to come later today. So you looked out the window, didn't see any snow depending on where you live. Yes, it is coming, and it's really going to start ramping up about 9 o'clock. Here's a look at the radar. You can see where the storm is. Well, maybe not. Look at the radar. No radar, but...
Did you say window?
Window.
Window? Look out the window.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're not seeing too much snow here. Where we are seeing some snow, those of you in Loveland, and you are ready for it. Mother Nature gave you a preview last night. Whitney Noble sent this to us saying the hail was falling around 9 o'clock. Show us what it's like where you live using the hashtag 9WX. And true, we're not going to get a ton of snow, but it is the first real snow for the Denver area this season. And that's why we've got Eddie looking for fallen trees with Matt Renew in the mountains, where he does his best work.
I know you did. Marty,
I set it up for you.
I was just taking a little nap. It's okay.
It's all right. Marty and Amelia are also here. They're tracking the storm and monitoring the roads. We're going to start, though, with the roads right now, which is what we're showing you right now. This is the Eisenhower Tunnel. Looks a lot different there than it does right now in the metro area. Amelia wants to make sure that she's focusing on the roads that you're using. So vote now on the 9 News app. That's going to help her know which routes traffic report. You can also comment on the 9 News Facebook page. Now, Marty, let's get to you. You guys have the red umbrellas out.
It's really coming down out here, and like ice pellets.
It's like tiny ice pellets coming down. Of course, it's been going, it's been going a little bit more so in northern Colorado. Amelia has more on that because the roads have been icy up there. Here locally, looking right off the front deck here again, it is damp, but we do have these ice pellets coming down. It's an issue here. It's been snowing off and on since late last night. Started with the hail in northern Colorado. That's where we have some of the better bands of snow now running from Fort Collins down to Longmont along the diagonal to Boulder, starting to creep its way down. We'll continue to do so with, as Gary said, I think the best rate of snow will be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then wrapping up later in the day. We're going with the same forecast pretty much we've had all week. A little bit better snow to the south and west from central Denver to the west at the 2 to 4 inches, a little bit less in those gray shaded areas, and it's just going to be cold around here. And again, the heaviest snow in the state, mountains and foothills of the Front Range, mostly east of the Continental Divide.
Thanks, Marty. Well, you've been voting which highway you're tracking along today, so that's where we're going to start. I-25, by far the winner. If you're up north, your Fort Collins commute is going to be the slickest. That 25-mile stretch south of the Wyoming state line is really where we're seeing a lot of those heavier bands of snow. We've seen 2 spin-out crashes between Berthoud and Crossroads. And then to the west, that was I-70. We saw that was the second largest amount of folks who are voting this morning, showing us where they're driving. I-70 dealing with a rollover crash westbound near the Evergreen Parkway exit, so that will be an issue for us. Eastbounders heading in from the foothills already starting to see those speeds drop into the 30s, so it's pretty rough out there. The Metro Drive, though, kind of has a big circle of it. That's the safe, or circle around it. That's the safe zone. Areas to the west and the north, by far the toughest drive so far.
Amelia, thank you. Maybe you missed Marty's forecast all week and didn't realize snow was coming. Mother Nature's warning came Wednesday. In what felt like really an hour or two, it went from sunny and beautiful to dark and windy. The wind knocked over trees, which are still down this morning. Eddie Randall joins us from Cheeseman Park. Eddie, how's it looking out there?
Well, I heard someone, Natasha, say earlier what a difference 12 hours make. I'm going to change that to what a difference 30 minutes makes, because I have to put on my hat out here because the snow is starting to fall. And from Wednesday's windstorm, this is the damage that we're seeing out here. We're seeing branches in this tree that is snapped in two, and it's still here hours later. 12 hours later, it's still here, and Public Works is telling us that they weren't able to get it cleaned up overnight. Hopefully this is something they can get to in the next couple of hours. Let's get to some video. starting at 4 p.m. because that's when those high winds started ripping through the Denver metro area, and we started to even hear those winds. They were so strong. So this is the video and the pictures that viewers were sending us in. So back out here live. See the snowfall. Nico, you can really show that snow and see that it's falling right here. So I know I'm talking about all the snow. This is only a taste of what Matt Renew is seeing out there at the Eisenhower Johnson Tunnel. Matt, tell us about the snow out there.
It is coming down, Eddie. You're getting the appetizer. We're getting the full course right now. This snow started picking up about 40 minutes ago. It was a sort of a misty rain snow earlier this morning, but now, as you can see, we're on full flakes here coming down. The Eisenhower Johnson Tunnel's here along I-70, and it is starting to accumulate. Probably about a half an inch has come down. Good news, not a lot of traffic yet this early in the morning, and CDOT plow trucks have been out, but it is starting to stick to I-70, especially up here along the higher elevations, especially along the sides of the roads. Traffic definitely going to want to start slowing down if you're heading in or out on your commute in the mountains right now, as this snow starts to pick up and starts to pick up on the roads. And really our first real taste of winter here in Colorado and in the high country, with a significant snowstorm that's going to put some snow on the road. So people are going to want to really be extra cautious as they brace themselves and ease into the winter driving season. Great news though for ski areas. Loveland, Keystone, A-Basin, all racing right now to open. Loveland just announcing the other day that they're pushing for a late October, early November opening. Maybe this changes that and pushes things up a little bit more. A-Basin, Keystone, those wily snowmakers maybe try to surprise us with this snowstorm and these colder temperatures. We'll see if any announcements will be made as far as when they could potentially start opening. But Corey, it's nice to see now a little bit of snow. It's always hard early. Once it's here, it's beautiful, and it's a welcome bit of moisture here in Colorado.
Yeah, it gets you excited for the ski season for sure. Matt, thank you. Yes, we know the metro area isn't getting a lot of snow. Denver Public Works knows that, but it never hurts to be prepared, right? They had 2 crews out overnight de-icing the main roads. Now, if for some reason that's not enough, they also have 36 plows on standby for those side streets. Remember, if you see any snow plows in a tandem formation, don't pass them. It's illegal. And don't forget to download our 9 News app. I mean, it's free, so why not? It lets you track the weather 24/7. Your phone, go ahead and upload a picture or a video of the weather at your place. We'd love to see what you're seeing. You can also tweet or use the hashtag 9WX and share on Facebook as well.
Free is for me, right?
Yep.
Hey, I've got more of your top stories in today's Morning Rush. Sheridan police think that they know who shot a student at Sheridan High School in the parking lot Tuesday night, though they haven't arrested anyone yet. Police aren't naming the suspect because he is underage. They are still looking for him. We know that he attends SOAR Academy in student in the shoulder during an argument. The victim is recovering at the hospital. Sheridan schools will be back open today. Environmental groups are suing the Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission, even though the commission is not done writing new regulations yet. Colorado Rising wants to stop oil and gas permits across the state. They say the rules haven't been rewritten to comply with the oil and gas law that the legislature passed earlier this year. The law focuses on health and safety. Colorado's Oil and Gas Commission says the new law does not require them to stop issuing permits while they're rewriting the rules. Actor Cuba Gooding Jr.'s groping trial is set to start today in New York. The actor facing a misdemeanor charge stemming from an encounter in a bar over the summer. He has pleaded not guilty.
I'm Tracy Potts in Washington. Joe Biden has come out with the Democrats' strongest statement yet, urging unconditionally that the president be impeached. President Trump says it's because Biden's numbers are falling like a rock, as he put it. Meantime, the president suggests he may rethink cooperating with the impeachment inquiry if Democrats schedule a vote to authorize it.
And climate activist Greta Thunberg will be in Denver tomorrow. The Swedish teenager known for taking countries like the U.S. to task for not doing more. She's going to be part of a youth strike at Civic Center Park. Unlike New York City, Denver public schools will not be giving kids blanket permission to skip class. Many think the teenager could win the Nobel Peace Prize. That will be announced tomorrow while she's in Denver. And that's your Morning Rush.
We got a story from North Carolina that has a lot of people talking on the asking officials to reconsider a 2016 law that bans sex offenders from attending the state fair. So what do you think? Should registered sex offenders be allowed to go to state fairs? You can tweet us your thoughts using the hashtag 9News. So right now, registered sex offenders are banned from places like schools or playgrounds that exist for minors or the care of minors. In North Carolina, registered sex offenders from going to any fairground in the state. Then there's this advocacy group calling for that law to disappear, North Carolinians for Rational Sexual Offense Laws. The group says that resources are wasted by tracking sex offenders and that the current law harasses offenders who have finished their sentences. As you can expect, not everyone is taking this request lightly. When asked if registered sex offenders should be allowed at fairs, Marissa on Twitter had their chance to do normal. Absolutely not. They had their chance to do normal things, and those choose to be pedos, essentially. Other people think that this can't really even be enforced, like Chris. He says parents should parent their kids instead of putting it on the government. We're continuing the conversation on Twitter. You can use the hashtag 9News. Meanwhile, Marty's looking ahead to tonight. We've got some records to break.
You know, I think we're going to, Natasha. It's going to be so cold today. Of course, we're going to be in the 20s for a good bit of the day. Again, snow through the day. It's starting to get a little bit more heavy, but by late tonight, 9 o'clock tonight, should be done. And we clear out here tonight. And when it clears, it's going to be consistently cold around the area. And if we hit my forecast low of 13 tomorrow morning, we're going to crush the existing record low.
The one thing you need to know about the drive is it's getting bad out there. So we're going to go over some of these crashes, including this one right across US 36. This is East. Both shoulders blocked, snow sticking to the elevated areas, but the main roads mostly wet here. Up to the north, though, we've got big delays forming around multiple spin-out crashes along I-25, stretching between Fort Collins and Berthoud. Two of those right near Berthoud crossroads causing significant delays. And then out west, we've also got a rollover crash westbound I-70 close to Evergreen Parkway and delays. Now, curiosity-wise, are building in both directions.
It seems like just another way for Apple to get you. Those AirPods you have to use. Clear fix. Larry Seward is connecting the dots for us.
They are the go-to gadget from Apple, and while AirPods are pricey, a new report says they are not built to last. Let's connect the dots. AirPods are so popular they have inspired their own memes, the joke being that the wireless headphones are the ultimate sign of swagger. But according to the Washington Post, people who bought AirPods for $159 back in 2016 and 2017 are learning the good times don't last. The problem? The batteries inside the headphones, like all batteries, die. That's leaving users to shell out for replacements. So what can you do? According to the Post, your best bet is buying the warranty, but that only lasts 2 years. For quote-unquote battery service. And while that may sound like Apple replaces your battery, in reality, they just give you new AirPods and charge you close to $100 for the privilege. I guess that's the price you pay to be on trend.
Wait
Yikes.
a second, $100 to fix them, and they're like $150
well,
they don't
brand
fix them.
new.
They just give you new ones.
Just give you new ones because
yeah.
you can't fix them. I think the battery's integrated.
That's
You can't
oh,
replace
Apple.
it.
That is insane.
Yeah, I haven't tried those yet. I am the Apple person on the
really
show.
is.
Yes.
I love everything, but I didn't get those because they're tucked under and my hair hides them, so then people still talk to me, so I need the cord at the airport to say,
Don't
no
bother
talking.
I was going to get them
That's
for
funny.
the gym, you know, just
Yeah.
it's much easier not to have that
sure.
wire everywhere, but
I guess they're. There you go.
the point?
All right. Well, certainly doesn't belong. One thing doesn't. Coming up, a pilot and a passenger trapped after their plane got caught up. Yeah, in that ski lift. Yikes.
Whoa.
The driver of the semi-truck that slammed into cars on I-70 will be in court this morning. His defense calls it a tragic accident. Prosecution says it could have all been avoided. And today we could find out if the case will go to trial. I'll have more when we come back.
9 News Traffic presented by Grease Monkey, oil changes and more.
Nerds! To all the people questioning right now, questioning what kind of salad costs $14? How do people just buy it? Points? How can I get my credit score to go up? Wait, am I supposed to be investing? Can I afford to fight this? Can I afford to do this? Can I afford the extra guacamole? To all those simply questioning, where do I go with all these questions? We've got your back. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
Oh, I like that.
Welcome to Bassett. We create custom furniture to fit your style.
Feels